Welcome back to another episode of the Diabetes Digital Podcast. Today, I'm going to be answering a question that has come up a lot during nutrition sessions, and it's what should I eat if I'm not hungry in the morning, but I still want to balance my blood sugar?
Welcome to the Diabetes Digital Podcast. I'm Wendy.
And I'm Jess, and we're best friends, registered dietitians, and diabetes educators.
Through our telehealth platform, diabetesdigital.co, we offer accessible and personalized virtual nutrition counseling for people with diabetes and prediabetes.
Visit diabetesdigital.co, that's C-O, to book your first appointment. We accept insurance and offer affordable self-pay options. Now, let's get into today's episode.
A lot of people, myself included, are just not hungry in the morning. They might want to wait a few hours before getting in something to eat. And so this is something that I would say is somewhat normal. I will say that there are benefits to eating a few hours but then waking up. You don't want to wait too long because that can affect your blood sugars later in the day. And it's different for everyone. Like for some people, they wake up and they're ready to eat. Whereas for other people like myself, I like to wait a couple of hours, usually 2 to 3 hours. That's like my max, where I'm like, okay, now I'm ready for a full breakfast. Some people can wait even longer than that. And it might be because they drink coffee in the morning or they're just not hungry and they're like, yeah, I'm okay with my first meal being lunch. And there might be a 6-hour window where they're waiting to eat. I would recommend not waiting more than 2 to 3 hours after waking to have something to eat because it can affect your blood sugar later in the day. It can also help to reduce mid-morning crashes or late night snacking. We've seen clients who they skip breakfast and then they end up overeating later in the day because the hunger eventually catches up with them. Now, the good news is that you don't have to have a full meal, especially if you're starting out and you're just like, hey, listen, I'm not used to eating breakfast in the morning, like something like eggs with toast sounds like a lot. You can go for small, low effort options. It doesn't have to be a full meal. So I'm going to give you some examples that you can incorporate. Something like a boiled egg with a piece of fruit. You can do half a protein bar. You can do a small Greek yogurt, especially now there's a lot of Greek yogurt varieties where they have the fruit mixed in. Sometimes they even have things like nuts in there, or you can like easily toss in some chia seeds for extra fat and protein. And if you're a coffee drinker and you're like, okay, none of those sound appetizing to me, something as simple as adding protein to your coffee can help you feel a little more satisfied by the time that lunchtime rolls around. The most important thing is that you listen to your body. You don't have to force anything, just experiment and see how you feel. It's good to try a tracker if you haven't already, and just for a short period of time while you're making these changes so you can make note of how your body is feeling, what your body is calling for later in the day. Now, if you're feeling nauseous or sick in the morning, again, you don't want to force it. So you want to go for something that's super light. And it might be like the piece of fruit that I mentioned. It might be some peanut butter on toast. But if it's just a lack of hunger, then you can try a few small bites and then kind of build it from there. And I will say that if your body is not used to eating things early in the morning, it just takes some practice for a lot of people where you slowly build up that hunger. And then your body starts to develop those hunger cues in the morning. It'll take probably like a few months though for your body to adjust. And one of the reasons that we recommend eating breakfast is because cortisol levels are highest in the morning, which naturally raises blood sugar. So when you're eating, it helps your body process that rise a little more smoothly. And instead of skipping that breakfast entirely, it could be as simple as just like incorporating some of those small things that I mentioned earlier. We've seen it with so many clients where they end up eating something small in the morning, and over time they end up feeling much better later in the day because it affects things like mood, energy, fatigue. So as a first step to getting started, think about one meal combination. Even if, again, it's something super light, think about some kind of food combination that you can incorporate into your morning if you're not really a breakfast person. And let's try to experiment incorporating that 1 or 2 times a week for the upcoming week. If you do need more support with this, remember that we have registered dietitians that can help you with meal planning, with incorporating gentle foods into your mornings. We are covered by insurance. Most of our patients pay $0 out of pocket, and you can visit diabetesdigital.co to get started. I'll catch you next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode. If you're interested in nutrition counseling with one of our expert dietitians to help improve your prediabetes or diabetes, visit us at diabetesdigital.co.
Also, if you found our conversation helpful, do us a favor and rate and review this podcast on iTunes, plus share with someone who might find this helpful. You can also connect with us on Instagram at diabetesdigital.co.
And tune in every Wednesday for practical, inclusive, and culturally humble diabetes insights. We'll catch you later. Bye.